Well, so what are we gonna do today, Cousin BW?
The same thing we do every day, Melvin. Try to take over the neighborhood.
Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to the internet. And as you can see, it's time for another Grump of the Week. This is the episode where I talk about whatever I want to, basically. Sometimes it's YouTube stuff, sometimes it's not. It's just whatever I feel like. If I tend to stumble over my words, I've already been to bed once tonight because I was just really exhausted. And after a couple hours then, I couldn't sleep, got up, got to poking around on YouTube. So, a little bit sleep deprived, probably going to go right back to bed as soon as I get this uploaded. But anyway, yeah, I finally pulled the trigger. Finally made myself an account on Twitter. Been avoiding it for, since it come out. And finally did it. Hoping maybe it'll give me a little bit of a broader audience, get my content out there to a few more people. And I do appreciate the subscribers that I have. I've got quite a few that are very recent. I'm up to 93 the last time I looked as I'm making this, and that means we're almost to 100. I probably should do something special for breaking 100 subscribers. I don't know what yet. You know, if you've got some suggestions, leave them for me in the comments below. But yeah, I finally broke down and went and made a Twitter profile. My handle, I guess is what you call it, over there is the same as it is here on YouTube. It's at Bloodwing with a capital B. So if you want to, go over and follow me or what have you. You know, and if you don't want to, hey, that's cool too. But still trying to figure it out. It's all Greek to me. Still poking around trying to get all my favorite YouTubers followed. Figure out how to work the darn thing. And I swear if it ticks me off, I'm going to beat it to death with my cane and then burn it with fire. But we'll give this a shot, see what happens. Quite a few things happening on YouTube this week that we can talk a little about. The first one that comes to mind is most of you on this little area of the internet. I hate using community. I seen a live stream yesterday where they debated whether we're a community or not. And I honestly don't know if we are or not. I've always seen us as more like a dysfunctional family. You know, we have some common ideas, but yet we're not above fighting with one another and having a difference of opinion. And that's okay. That's cool. That's why I usually just refer to it as this little corner of YouTube. But you're probably familiar with the fact that Tyler Preston 20 had his channel shut down, which is just garbage. I mean, he's one of the most least offensive people like me and others that do this kind of content that there is out there. I'm far more offensive than Tyler is, to be honest. And according to him, I seen him on a live stream, and according to him, he had no strikes on his channel before this happened. But apparently someone somehow come along and mass flagged all his videos, which stinks of YouTube zeros. Now, I don't know whether it was or not. I don't think he knows whether it was or not. But it sure stinks of it. And if it wasn't, then some other group got together. Who knows? You know, maybe a group of people that hated that he speaks out against Black Lives Matter. It could have been some other group of people that come out and mass flagged his videos and got him shut down. I hope he gets his new channel or his old channel back. But if I remember to do so, like I said, my head's pretty tired. But I'll put a link to his new channel down below. If you were subscribed before and didn't know where his new channel was, then you can go there and resubscribe. If you've never subscribed to Tyler, go and do so just to support him against this madness, this censorship. It's just ridiculous. And I'm afraid that we're probably going to start to see more and more of it. I mean, I don't know how many Tyler had at the time he went down, but it was a whole lot more than what I've got. And, you know, so how long before they get to us smaller ones? Or start going after the really big ones, you know, like Bering and Undoomed and Sargon and so forth. If it is YouTube Zeros, I knew it was just a matter of time before they started getting some of the people that I follow and whose content I like. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again, this is not going to end well for them. You know, I don't think it's going to accomplish what they hope it is, because most of these guys, and Tyler's shown it, that we're just too stubborn to just give up and go away. You know, we'll come back. And if it starts happening to me, I can guarantee you I will go down kicking and screaming. I'll come back and remake a channel and remake a channel and remake a channel until they just make it impossible for me to do so. Not because I love YouTube so much, which I do love YouTube. Obviously, I spend most of my day on it, between that and Minds. But I'm just that stubborn. You're not going to tell me what to do without a lot of flack from me. Enough of that, though. That's depressing. The other thing that's out, Zarna Joshi, I think that's how you pronounce it. And honestly, if I'm mispronouncing it, I don't care. Could care less. If the name doesn't sound familiar to you, then this one will. Humongous. Yes, she's the lady that went all nutso over him saying that his name was Humongous. Well, she's come out, and as your boy Pat has stated in a video he just dropped tonight, a good video, and go watch it, she's went full Sarkeesian on everybody. She's made not one, not two, but a series of 4 videos about the situation. Of course, making herself and everyone look like the victim and asking for money. She's got an account set up where you can give her money and wanting money supposedly for her protection. Yeah. I don't know. I posted in the comments on Pat's video, I think she just wants a new diamond head dot, to be honest. And if that's racist, well, so be it. My point is she's just out for attention and to look like the victim, as these sorts so often do. You know, gotta have their victimhood. And thinking about this and thinking about another issue I'm going to speak about here in a minute and some other things, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm all about personal responsibility. And that's what's wrong with most of these people that us here in this corner of YouTube speak out against, is there's no personal responsibility. It's always someone else's fault. I've seen a video today that Sargon Akkad done on Francesca Ramsey. If you don't know who that is, that's the black lady on MTV Decoded. You know, the racist one? The one that says everything's the white man's fault? She made a video saying that, no, she's really not racist. And here's why. Ends up spouting some of the most racist stuff you've ever heard. I'm not quite decided yet. I may do a video on that particular video myself. It's just ridiculous, but we'll see as we go along. But yeah, Zarna Joshi, 4 videos. Jeff Holliday's done a 2-part live stream on it. I haven't been able to wade through that yet. I've been so busy today, and I am so far behind on watching content from the people that I sub to that it's not even funny. It's going to take me a couple days just to get caught up. I've poked around and clicked on a few in no particular order, but I've got to get to that because, you know, I enjoy watching other people's content too. I'm not just here to put out my stuff, but there's things that I enjoy watching. But I just can't believe she actually done 4 whole videos on it. But yeah, she's not trying to be the victim. You know, and this is all her fault. She's the one that posted that video of the whole situation with Humongous. Evidently not realizing how big of a backlash she was going to get out of it. She made herself look like the idiot. You know, reminded me of Bobblehead Girl. Can't remember her name right off the hand, but you know the one that gave the Lyft drivers so much grief because of the hula girl he had on his dash. She'd had a fit with my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, for as long as I remember. Every car he ever had not one but 2 of those hula girls on each side of his back deck in the back window, with one of those dogs, you know, with the nodding head in the middle. Don't know if they still make those, but they sure used to. He always had them in his cars, and no one thought twice about it. But anyway, yeah, I'm a victim. Just drives me bananas. The other thing that quite a few people have been making content on this week on YouTube is Milo Stewart. And I've actually thought myself, and I may yet, but I can't decide. I've had mixed feelings about some of this latest content that Milo's put out, where I don't know if you've seen the video, but there's a video where she breaks down and cries because she's gotten so much grief over the things that she spouts. And in particular, she seems to be upset because her and her non-binary friends aren't getting any support from the LBGT community, which should be a clue to her, you know, that maybe she's spouting nonsense. But, you know, a lot of us have been pretty tough on Milo, myself included, and I'm not going to guarantee that I won't be tough on her again. But the papaw in me, that's redneck for grandpa, by the way, for the uninitiated, the papaw in me feels for her pain. It doesn't mean I agree with her reasons for her pain, but, you know, it's part of who you are when you become a grandparent. You can't help it. And I just want to tell her, hey, you know, when you put this nonsense out there that you put out there, people are going to be brutal. They're going to go after you. But the thing that concerns me most, and Suit Yourself just done a video on this too, and talked about this issue. Milo's talking about going through hormone therapy. And in fact, a follow-up video where she was all cleaned up, dried to tears, said she'd made an appointment to go talk to the doctor about this hormone therapy. And that's a big step. And it can really mess your body up. And I'm afraid by watching her stuff, or his stuff, or I don't know the right pronouns, don't care honestly. But by watching Milo's content, I get the feeling that Milo's just doing this just to prove that he still fits in, or she still fits in, or whatever it is. I don't care. With this non-binary community, I think Milo's just doing it to prove a point. If not to others, then to herself. And that is the exactly wrong reason to be doing this. And it kind of, to me, flies in the whole face of this whole non-binary thing, you know. Last I remember, Milo claims to be asexual, neither male nor female, a little of both. But if she starts taking hormones, she's going to start to become mostly male. So what does that do to the whole non-binary thing? You know, you can take, if you're a man, you can take estrogen. If you're a woman, you can take testosterone, and it's going to start transitioning you into the other gender, which, again, should be proof in itself. I mean, there's no hormone you can take to turn you into a non-binary or to transition you into a non-binary. You know, biology itself, you know, get this, there's two genders, there's no biological gender crap out of my face. You know, science and biology itself says different. But honestly, I'll confess to you, I'm honestly concerned about Milo's well-being in all this, both physical and emotional. And if she does start taking these hormones, it's going to mess with her mind even more. And having watched that video where she breaks down, you know, she may want to put across herself as a male more than female sometimes, or try to mix it up. But it's obvious that by her behavior, you know, all the tears and everything, not saying that men don't cry, we do. You know, I cry at the national anthem. I cry at movies. I cry at a lot of things. But as a man, what makes me different, I suppose, than what a woman might do, I usually do so behind closed doors. You know, there's no reason for everybody to see that. Right? But she acts very emotional. She acts more like a woman would act. And yeah, don't come at me, don't attack me, tell me I'm a misogynist and everything. Come on, you know it as well as I do, that part of what makes things different between men and women are more outwardly emotional. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying that's what they do. And I am genuinely concerned about Milo Stewart's well-being. I really am, both physically and emotionally here. And she seems to think that now she's 18, because she made a big deal out of it. She's 18, I can make my own doctor's appointment, I can do these things now without having to get my parents' permission. Milo, 18's not a magic number. You don't turn 18 and automatically think like an adult. You're not automatically able to make those mature emotional decisions at 18. It's just an arbitrary number set by our government to say that you are now of a legal age. But it in no way speaks to your maturity level. And it's through your maturity level that you need to make decisions like this, because this is a decision that you'll live with for the rest of your life. You know, it's like, I think like getting a tattoo on a little bit of a lesser degree. I've got nothing against tattoos. I have one myself. I have a tattoo of a raven, my favorite bird, on my chest, and which has a lot of personal significance to me, which I won't go into here and probably never will on this channel. It's a personal thing. But I certainly wouldn't recommend someone getting a tattoo without giving a whole lot of thought, because that's there the rest of your life. You know, if you live to be 80 or 90, unless you have it surgically removed or with lasers or whatever, it's going to be there. You're going to live with this thing the rest of your life. So I've always told people when they notice I have a tattoo, mine's not really obvious as long as I wear a shirt. You won't see it, but if the shirt's thin enough, you might see it through the shirt. And people have noticed and, you know, asked about, you know, does it hurt to get that? What do you think about it? I've thought about getting a tattoo and everything and all that. You know, if you have tattoos, you know what I'm talking about. People will stop and ask you about them. And I always tell them, yeah, cool. fine, get a tat if you want to. But you better think about it long and hard. Don't make a knee-jerk decision. Don't just be passing by some tattoo parlor and say, I'm going to get that tattoo now. I'll go in here and just get it now. Might as well. Think about it, because he's going to be with you the rest of your life. And Milo, if you go through this hormone therapy, boy, see, told you it's hard. If you go through this hormone therapy, the effects of that are going to be with you the rest of your life. And there's some very real physical and emotional effects on your body when you start to go through this therapy. Be sure you're not just doing it to reaffirm to yourself that you are a part of this LGBT community that you and your non-binary friends want so much to be a part of. You know, if you really feel that you need to transition into a man and you're a lesbian, then do so. But don't do it because you think that it's some kind of fashion accessory, or because you think it makes you a part of that LGBT community or makes you more respectable, because it doesn't. And I'm so afraid that you're going to mess your body up and learn to regret it. As tough as we are on you in this area of the internet, I cannot think of one content creator, not one, and I follow quite a few of them. I cannot think of one content creator that would really wish you harm. We're hard on you because there's something about you that deep down we honestly, most of us like. You seem like a nice kid deep down. You just got some really dumb ideas and ignorant friends. Anyway, that's enough of that rant on Milo. And the last Grump of the week, I talked about having played a new game called Mice and Mystics that we're all really enjoying. We didn't get to play last weekend. My son had to work. But hopefully this Sunday, after the football games are off, because you all know I'm an American, I'm a redneck, I love me some football, even though my team, the Indianapolis Colts, really suck this year. But I'm not a fair weather fan. I'll stay with them as much as I can, even though last week's game was the first one all season that I didn't even watch all of it. I finally turned it off sometime in the fourth quarter. I just couldn't bear to watch anymore. It was just too bad. But I'll be watching football early Sunday. But after all that, the plan is he's going to come over. We're going to play some more of that. Get the family together. We're supposed to get a Skype call from my 3 granddaughters that are living in Hawaii at the moment, who we hope should be coming home pretty soon. And so we're all going to be together for that. And hoping to have a good time, so we'll let you know. I think he's going to bring the other game I mentioned, the zombie game, over. He was here this morning, or I guess this is the next day. He was here Friday morning, and we discussed it, and the other game that we played, the zombie game, and how we want to learn that one. That one's going to be a little more difficult to learn, I think. And I'm going to have to go search out the video, because he said that there was a video on that one as well over on Will Wheaton's channel. If you've never watched that, if you've ever watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Will Wheaton, from Star Trek The Next Generation, has a channel where he and other celebrities playing board games that you may not have ever heard of. These role-playing board games, and all different sorts of board games. They're all role-playing. But I'm going to have to go search it out and take a look at that, because I really want to learn it. It looks interesting, but that game, and I wish I could remember the name of it right off the hand. All I can remember is it had zombies in it. But it took an hour to set that dude up, just to set the board up, and took another hour to read the instructions. And I don't even think we read the whole instructions. We finally, after like an hour, we're just like, let's just play this thing, see what happens. But we plan on playing at least Mice and Mystics, get that together, watch some football before that. Hopefully, I don't know what time he's going to get over here. And do all those sorts of things, have some fun. Again, just a reminder, I am on Twitter now. It's at Bloodwing if you want to follow me. Go over to Minds. Name's the same over there on Minds. Have a lot of fun over on Minds. If you're not on Minds.com yet, why not? I mean, it's a little glitchy at the moment because it's still in beta, but they're getting all that worked out. They're getting ready to go full live here very soon, and at some point they're going to bring in monetization, and it is different. It's not exactly like Twitter. It's not exactly like Facebook. Certainly not exactly like YouTube, although they are going to make some changes to their video uploads. But it's different enough to be a great place, and I love it because there's no censorship. In fact, sometimes if you complain to the man that runs the site about a certain video, you're probably going to get a response of, yeah, so? You know, if you don't like it, you can block it, not look at it. And that's their attitude over there. And I find that so refreshing. Yes, that means you see a lot of oddball junk. You know, the conspiracy theorists are out in force. And I don't know if it's the real one. By the links, I assume that the Young Turks have finally discovered Minds, and they're over there. But there's a whole lot of us, I mean a ton of us over there with our mindset. So yeah, come check it out. Doesn't cost you anything. Real simple, real quick. Go to minds.com. I think you'll like it if you give it a chance. Just remember, there are a few glitches, and it's a little clunky here and there because it's still in beta, but they're getting all that worked out. Anyway, that's about all I can think to talk about today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy my content, I usually don't make this shill, but if you enjoy my content, please give it a like, share, and if you're not subscribed yet, why not subscribe? You know you like it. Come on. Who doesn't like a grumpy redneck? Come on. Do it. Do it now. You can do it. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to get off here, get this uploaded, and get my old butt back to bed. See if I can't get a little bit more sleep. But as always, get out of my yard.